loving people. Do not the figures make it clear that not the English, but the Indians have enslaved themselves? One need not accept all that Tolstoy says. Some of his facts are not accurately stated. To realize the central truth of his indictment of the present system, which is to understand and act upon the irresistible power of the soul over the body of love, which is an attribute of the soul, over the brute or body force generated by the stirring in us of evil passions. There is no doubt that there is nothing new in what Tolstoy preaches, but his presentation of the old truth is refreshingly forceful. His logic is unassailable, and above all, he endeavors to practice what he preaches. He preaches to convince. He is sincere and in earnest. He commands attention. 19th November, 1909. M. K. Gandhi. All that exists is one. People only call this one by different names. The Vedas. God is love, and he that abideth in love abideth in God, and God abideth in him. 1 John 4:16. God is one whole. We are the parts. Exposition of the Teaching of the Vedas by Vivekananda. Chapter 1. Do not seek quiet and rest in those earthly realms, where delusions and desires are engendered, for if thou dost, thou wilt be dragged through the rough wilderness of life, which is far from me. Whenever thou feelest that thy feet are becoming entangled in the interlaced roots of life, know that thou hast strayed from the path to which I beckon thee. For I have placed thee in broad, smooth paths, which are strewn with flowers. I have put a light before thee, which thou canst follow, and thus run without stumbling. Krishna. I have received your letter, and 2 numbers of your periodical, both of which interest me extremely. The oppression of a majority by a minority, and the demoralization inevitably resulting from it, is a phenomenon that has always occupied me, and has done so most particularly of late. I will try to explain to you what I think about that subject in general, and particularly about the cause from which the dreadful evils of which you write in your letter, and in the Hindoo periodical you have sent me, have arisen and continue to arise. The reason for the astonishing fact that a majority of working people submit to a handful of idlers who control their labor and their very lives is always and everywhere the same. Whether the oppressors and oppressed are of one race, or whether, as in India and elsewhere, the oppressors are of a different nation. This phenomenon seems particularly strange in India, for there more than 200 million people, highly gifted both physically and mentally, find themselves in the power of a small group of people quite alien to them in thought and immeasurably inferior to them in religious morality. From your letter and the articles in Free Hindustan, as well as from the very interesting writings of the Hindu Swami Vivekananda and others, it appears that, as is the case in our time with the ills of all nations, the reason lies in the lack of reasonable religious teaching, which, by explaining the meaning of life, would supply a supreme law for the guidance of conduct, and would replace the more dubious precepts of pseudo-religion and pseudo-science with the immoral conclusions deduced from them and commonly called civilization. Your letter, as well as the articles in Free Hindustan,